Did you know that you have virtually zero control over almost everything in life? But that doesn't matter, because in today's episode, we're going to explore how that won't hold you back and you can still make progress, succeed at what's important, and enjoy life.
This is the Enjoy Life podcast, here to help you choose your mindset, goals, and actions so that you can guide your life in the direction that you want it to go and enjoy it. It does take a little bit of work, some effort on your part, but that effort is worth it because this is your life and you can experience the benefits of the work that you do. And this podcast is here to help. Life doesn't magically turn out exactly how you want. It's up to you to make it happen. Now, you may not have chosen to be exactly where you're at right now in your current situation, but you will choose what you do about it. If you're ready to put forth a little bit of effort, take some small steps toward living the life that you want, then you're in the right place. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome to episode 131 of Enjoy Life. I am glad that you're here as always. I love putting these episodes on for you. I hope you're getting some value out of them. And today's episode, we're talking about how you're not in control over almost everything and how that's okay. You still can make the progress that you want. You still can succeed at what's important to you and enjoy life. And I hope we can kind of bring that home so that you can really own those things that you can control. And not worry about the rest. Before we dive into this episode, just a quick reminder, you can always go to nickmazy.com for past episodes, show notes. You can find the show notes for this episode. You just go to nickmazy.com, little search box or magnifying glass, type in 131 for episode 131, and it'll come up with the notes for this episode as well as any links and all that good stuff. I got some resources there on goals and mindset, some books that I recommend. Of course, the one that I just recently wrote, it's a small, very, very, very short booklet. It's like 4,000 words, but it's all about not forgetting you. It's don't forget you. It's just taking care of yourself with a little bit of self-care for your own wellness, just to be able to make sure that you're performing at the best that you can be. Enough of that. Let's dive into today's episode. You are not in control. You know, there's far more in life that you have like zero control over than there are things that you can control. Think about it. Almost everything in life is far outside your control. There's like 7 billion people in the world, and every single one of their thoughts, actions, attitudes, words, anything about them, you have no control over. Anything that has already happened, all of the past, you have no control over. The future, well, okay, so you can impact the future, but you don't have some sort of magical wand to just control what happens in the future. No. And on top of that, the world is chaotic. You have billions of people running around trying to do their own thing. No one's on the same page, and it's just chaos. It's chaos, and you have no control over it. Well, I didn't mean to scare you if I did. It's not a doom and gloom. If you know anything, if you've been around any of these episodes, then you know that's not it. This is Enjoy Life. So why am I talking about how all these things that you have no control over and how the world is chaotic? Because all of that doesn't matter. It doesn't. If you could control other people, that would be just way too much pressure to be able to get it all just right. Fortunately, you don't have to worry about them because you can't do anything about them. All the stuff you can't control and all the stuff going on, it doesn't have to hold you back. It doesn't. Now, if you choose to focus on all the stuff that you can't control, then you're just not going to make any progress. It's going to be stressful, anxiety-provoking, or raise depression. If you focus on all that stuff, not only are you going to not make any progress, but it's going to ruin where you're at too. Instead, you can still make progress. You can still achieve your goals, succeed at what's important, and enjoy life by focusing on what you can control. Because what's in your control is far more important than the things that are not outside of your control. Think about it. Your thoughts. All right, so now when I say control, it's not like that you have an absolute 100% perfect control over your thoughts. All right, if you're like me or anybody that I know, sometimes a thought pops into your mind. But you don't have to focus on the things that you can't control. If it already happened, it happened. It's done. You can't go back and change it. But you can choose to add something positive. You can choose that, hey, I'm going to do a little bit of positive self-talk. I'm going to read some positive books, some inspirational books, some books that are going to help me with a little bit of self-development and guidance so I can improve my life. You can choose to add the positive things. You can. Now, it takes effort and energy, but you can do it. You're not going to convince me that you can't tell yourself one positive thing. All right, I don't even have this in my show notes, but let's pause for a moment. Can you say something positive to yourself? Like, I'm working hard to improve. I am bettering myself. I'm striving to become a better person. I'm better now than I was a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years from ago, whatever it is. Say something positive to yourself. Even just I can do it. I can make it. I can keep going. I can keep trying. You can say something positive to yourself, which means that you can impact your thoughts. And once you start impacting your thoughts by adding a little bit of positive, like I said, it might be reading something, it might be the self-talk, whatever it is, when you start to impact your thoughts are going to impact your mindset, and that's going to help build, because then you're gonna have that mindset where you see those positive things, where you see growth and improvement, that you're not just fixed into a particular, it's like a set of concrete or a stone that's not malleable, that you can mold yourself, you can improve. You start to develop a positive attitude because of all these things you're choosing to add that's positive, that's encouraging. And your attitude begins to affect your actions, your attitude and your mindset and your thoughts. They come together and they kind of determine what you do. So now you're taking more steps going toward what you want. You're taking action, you're moving forward, you're getting better, you're improving. All because you're addressing what you can control. Before you know it, those actions are developing into habits because you keep repeating them. That positive small little change you made for your health by bringing your lunch to work, or a lot of people are working from home now, so it might be getting a little bit of exercise on your lunch break. Whatever it is, that small action that you repeat and it becomes a habit, that ends up shaping your life, that habit. Before you know it, you develop a reputation of doing the positive things for yourself, or helping other people, or setting those goals and really pursuing a better life. And you're bringing people along with you because you develop a reputation of one that's going to go after what they can go after, that's going to be a positive influence, that's not allowing the negative stuff and all the things outside their control to hold them back. You'll develop that reputation and people are going to want to help you. See, all these things you end up being able to control because you can choose from the very beginning. You can choose to add positive things to your thoughts and your mindset to shape your attitude, your actions, and it just goes. All of it builds on each other. And it's not saying that, and you're not perfect. I hate to break it to you, you're not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I got more flaws than I can count, and I really don't want to focus on all of that. What I want to do is I want to start to focus on the positive things I can do, because those are within my control. Just like you can add the positive things to your mindset, your thoughts. You can add them to your life. And that will begin to impact everything else. Because life outside of you won't be perfect. But you can choose to make it a little bit better by becoming a little bit better. It's really amazing how you and I, we can only control a small fraction of life. A minute little fraction of life is within our control. But that's enough to make a huge impact. Life can be wildly different a year from now if we make the absolute best of what we got, where we're at, and what we can control. It's like you are capable of amazing things. Just don't be distracted by the things you can't do, the things that you have no control over. It was one of my favorite quotes. It's John Wooden. And it's, do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. There's a billion things out there you can't do. The same for me. If we let those interfere with what we can do, we'll never make any progress. But you don't have to. You can do the things you can do. Take the steps that you can take. Make the progress that you can. Improve a little bit along the way. Never give up. Keep taking those steps. And before you know it, you'll have made such great strides, you won't even recognize the person that you were, because the person that you've become is the person that you want to be, and you keep getting better at it to be able to achieve those goals. Succeed at what's important to your life and enjoy it because you make the most of it. Well, that's what I want for you. And that's what I want for me too. And that's what I'm working for my life. And that's why I have this podcast here for you to help you do the same. So commit to focusing on the things that you can control, because they are enough. They can make a huge difference. All right. Well, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for listening. Can't wait to talk to you again next week. I really hope you enjoyed that episode and got some value out of it. If you did enjoy it, please rate and review this podcast, either on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. It will really help more people find it. There's so many podcasts out there these days that I really rely on you to share this material so that more people can find it. You can always just share it with a friend. You can send them to nickmazy.com, or like I said, rate and review this podcast. Any of those is a huge help, a huge benefit, and I sincerely appreciate it. And also, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to connect with you. You can find me on Instagram, just at Nick Mazy. Send me a message. Tell me anything that you like or how I can improve, or just information you'd like to hear about on this podcast or through any of my material. And as always, you can go to nickmazy.com for more resources and topics just related to helping you guide your life to go in the direction that you want it to go and enjoy it.